What's up, folks? Just jamming to the background music. I hope everybody's good. I see there's two of ya. Just get a couple people in. I'll start the video, and then if people want to hang out a little bit after, talk about the video because it's about static entities. And I actually have some things to say about that. Well, hello, Vixen, and good morning to you. Wherever you be. I'd be in a basement somewhere between Ohio and Jersey. But yeah, I hope you're well, Vixen. And I will probably reach out to you either if I don't see you in chat Tuesday. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Tonight's Gemma's video replay, so we'll play her video about 12:30 or so. I always give about a half hour for people to come in if they want to watch it. But yeah, I'll get a hold of you either Tuesday or sometime Wednesday afternoon. And if you want to come on Wednesday night, Area 51. I usually do those on Wednesday nights. If you want to maybe come on in a week from next Wednesday, maybe I'll invite you in. But yeah, this Wednesday, I'm going to have Ryan and Vixen on if everything goes as planned. And then Ryan will be with us Tuesday with me and Gemma. And then her premiere videos. It's the 8th, so she won't have premiere videos this week, which is fine. So hello, Area 51. But yeah, I'll have you on. Already got them two on. I don't want to have too many people on. I like to no more than 3. Gets after that, just yeah, I would love to have you on if you want to come in. I got some stories. Maybe we could chat. And it's good to see you too tonight. And it's good to see all of you. And we'll go from there. So Monday, no videos, no premiere videos for Gemma. Tuesday, talk. Will be me, her, and Ryan again. We're going to pick up where we left off because I actually know where we left off. And I'm even going to go back and watch the following Tuesday. That way I make sure I got it right. Yeah, I think it does too. 3's kind of perfect. And then when you start, especially in a stream, I've seen streams where there's so many people, it's like nobody really gets to talk, or one person does all the talking, or two, and it gets kind of murky. But yeah, and then of course her Oracle, Pixie will not be streaming Thursday night. I'll be here Wednesday night, but Pixie won't be here Thursday night because she's gonna go ghost hunting with Dave Strader, and then Gemma will be here Friday. And hopefully I will have a better night that night. I had a long day that day. Friday, I was in it. She could tell you I was in an iffy mood when I came in. And I'd been going around with my son, bless his heart, and was not a good day. And then some things happened in stream. Somebody rebooted the internet, and I ended up getting cut off in the middle of the stream for a couple minutes. Then some other things happened. It was just one of those days, and I try not to bring it in the chat, but that day it kind of got me. It's sometimes like when my body decides to go sour on me. Yep. I wish YouTube and StreamYard had the option like Discord to sideline people on lives and to bring or not bring them in on the stage to talk. Well, actually, StreamYard you can. I mean, if it turns out to be too crazy, I can actually take a person out of the stream. Doesn't get that bad, and that's why it's important that you try to know who's coming in the stream. I know there were times when Sean G from Chasing the Truth would do phone calls, and he had to talk to him before he put them on live because you get some doozies sometimes. But yeah, I can take them out in and out of stream. If it gets too crazy, I can just put them in the background and just tell them to hold up for a minute. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. I'm doing a spiritual retreat. There's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Oh yeah, didn't you say that the other night? That's awesome, Vixen. I seen some get a little crazy. Yeah, sometimes they do. Yes, they do. Mongolian Monster. He's only had a few, but he's also had some wars on there too. So, but that's a chance you take. But you try to know who you're letting in, and it's important to kind of feel things out before you. That's why Gemma was really. That's why Gemma said that you can, invite people in. Just be careful and make sure you know who it is. And she's right. So I hope everybody's having a good night. Like I said, we'll start the video here about 12:30. I always give it time for people come in and say hello. I know we're already writing about 3. I know there are some streams going on. So, like I said, it seems like no matter how late I do it, I'm always interfering with somebody. But, we're just a hangout here. And Saturdays are just, we play a video, a classic Gemma video. Tonight's going to be static entities. Actually, I may have a few things to say about this after. And then it's part 1, so hopefully I can find part 2 for next week. Yeah, it is pretty cool. She's going on a spiritual retreat. Too bad it's not during the apocalypse, huh? You're going to have, from what I'm seeing up north there, you should have clear skies for the eclipse too. So keep your fingers crossed. Now, we're supposed to have somewhat clear skies here. I'm like right on the line for totality. So I may get Dad to jump in the car and drive west a little bit towards Springfield, maybe a little bit toward Dayton. And so I'm going to try to film it. I got my camera things, and my glasses. So, because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on through this, for this, eclipse. You got the comet, you got alignment of planets, you got NASA sending rockets up to study it. You've got all kinds of other things going on. So it'll be an interesting time. I remember yes, I remember it too, but I wasn't. It was down south of us, so I didn't get to see barely anything of it. But you do know we had a lunar eclipse last Monday, so it's just a very, very interesting time. Hello, Smoochie. I hope you're well, and your hubby is in my thoughts. Okay, but yeah, it should be like an amazing day if everybody can see it. Now, poor Texas may not get to see it, and it starts there on the south end. So got some glasses, but don't know how close to totality we are going to be. Vixen, where you at? I can tell you. Just give me a location, kind of what state. You're in Vermont, right? Or are you in Maine? I know I get you and Edna mixed up sometimes. Hey, Ryan, you snuck in on me. I didn't see you. If I don't get superpowers from an eclipse, I am going to be really disappointed. We start partying here in the Northwest. Yeah. Yeah, you start the party. My friend in Missouri, he will have 80%. Now I'm like right on the line of totality. So I do want to move a little west. Like I only have to drive like not even a half hour. Maine, you should have clear skies that day. And it should start about 1:00. Believe me, just keep an eye on the news. Everybody's going to be publicized. It's going to be everywhere. There's so much going on for this eclipse. It's crazy. I was waking up with X-ray eyes. That's it. I don't know if I'd want X-ray eyes though. Then you also get to see what ails people. You might be to help them, but I don't know. I just don't know if I want that superpower. Yeah, it is very exciting. It's going to be a very interesting day. You know, when you got the services getting, the military services getting involved, National Guard getting involved, schools are closing only because they think the kids should see it, but not all schools are closing. Um, you know, tourists, you know, they want to try to keep tourists in line because, you know, it's going to get crazy that day. And if you remember last time, in 2017, everywhere that you could see it, man, those places were packed with people. So it'll be a very interesting day. Plus, there's a lot of prophetic things going on during that day, too. I wouldn't mind being granted power to control Magneto as a comic geek. I would be thrilled to walk around proclaiming, "I am Magneto." Vixen, hello, hello. Yeah, you guys will be on Wednesday, hopefully, if everything works out. And then Ryan, I'll see you Tuesday. I got it all laid out. I got it right where we left off. So it should be good. Part 2. There was so much traffic for. Oh, there was everywhere. Oh, yeah. It was insane. I seen the video and I watched it on TV because we didn't get crap. Tuesday will be epic. So will Wednesday. If you come on with me and Vixen, that'll be a good night too. We'll make sure we get the word out for Tuesday and Wednesday. It's supposed to be better a little further north, but traffic is going to be horrendous. Oh yeah, it is. It's going to be nuts. Actually, there's parts of Indiana that's really good viewing too, and I know those places will be packed. And you got to remember, it crosses the 2017, so a lot of those people will be right in the middle of that cross where they had crossed each other. I sure can and will do. Good. Yeah, but Vixen, you actually are supposed to have really Vermont and everybody, Maine, everybody's supposed to have like beautiful skies up north. They're saying that's going to be the prime spot this time. But we're supposed to clear out too by morning, by afternoon. So I'm really, 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 I'm really, really hoping that that's the case. And then all the newcomers come in. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. We'll start the video in about 15 minutes or so. I'm so lucky. I actually didn't schedule any shows just for you guys. You and Gemma rock. Oh, thanks. Go. Hey, AK, really? How you doing, sir? We'll be in and out. I'm smoking competition. Chicken thighs. There you go. You go, AK. Competition thighs. those things. Those thighs from chicken who walk good. Thicker than yours. Oh, funny. AK really smoking chicken this late night. Yeah, I hope Gemma's watching. I hope she's laying in bed watching this because you guys give me the giggles. She could use the giggles right now. Bless her heart. That's funny. You guys, that's cute. I hope everybody's having a really good weekend now. And I hope everybody has a good Sunday, but we'll say that in the show. I just hope Edna shows up. Bless her heart. She's been on my mind. Lotus has been on my mind. Smoochie has been on my mind. Jules. A lot of people have been on my mind lately. And I hope you're all doing good. I don't have to worry about you guys. You guys aren't here picking on each other. I bet the competition chicken breast battles are real. Bro. You're welcome, Smoochie. We may not always see eye to eye, hon, but I do care. Chicken strips. I don't even know they had one of this. You guys are killing me. Have a giggle, Smoochie. You could use it too right now. I feel like I'm melting down. We'll just relax. Take a breath. Okay, sweetie. Enjoy the giggles. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm a little worried about somebody. Among all you people, I am worried about somebody else, but I love her. And I kind of hope she's watching because she could use the giggles too. You guys are great. We were making poultry jokes. We were really bird of feathers. Do you notice I'm not saying that? I'm just letting you guys go to town. Right now, I'm just being a moderator, making sure nobody gets too carried away. Chicken strips with Oriental vegetables heavy on the water chestnut. Now, see, I can't do water chestnuts. It just not work for me, man. No, I'm I'm one of those guys that when you get Oriental vegetables, I have to pick out certain things. It's like, nope, not doing that, not doing that. And the little corn cobs always freak me out. And I'm old enough to know better, but I still look at those things and go, what is this for? Anything spicy on the chicken, and I'm golden. I'm the same way. I'm not a hot guy. My son is into the hot, spicy stuff, but I like a little bit of twang to it. You know what I'm saying? Creole seasoning on the chicken. There you go. Now I'll do that. Or Cajun rub. I like to we get the chicken wings, boneless wings, basically chicken nuggets from, who is it? Pizza Hut. And their Cajun chicken rub, Cajun rub, it's just really good. I like it. So is their garlic and herb. My spicy needs to have flavor. No, see, I like flavor. I just like a little bit of twang. You got to remember, I suffer from acid reflux and Barrett's esophagus. So I really can't do anything really hot because it will screw me big time. Those baby corn cobs Thai, we have a good Thai restaurant, but it's expensive. We have one here that's really good too, and it's really expensive. But man, they load you up on the food. Surprisingly, Domino's and Pizza Hut. Yes, Domino's and Pizza Hut. Those are the two I ordered from now. We got Papa John's the other night. I was kind of disappointed. I mean, my son loves the pizza bread, the pizza cheese sticks, which is just a small pizza. He'll wolf those down. But the pizza we got was okay. Could have been better. But yeah, that's who I've been ordering from lately is Domino's Pizza here. If I'm not getting White Castles, I'm getting one of those two. Yes, for sure. Yes, from my grand. So I do pick up a day to suffer. Yes. Carolina Reaper wings are epic. I tried those once. Never again. I mean, it tore me up. It tore my throat up so bad. I even bled. That's how bad the acid was in it and stuff. It sucks. I just can't eat some foods like I used to. So I just try to tame down the. Oh, I love orange General Tso's and stuff. I usually get either General Tso's, orange chicken, or duck. Excuse me. And I really love the sweet and sour shrimp. Lately we've been going Japanese, And I've just been getting side orders because they fill me up perfect. Yes, yeah, I'm a General Towels guy. Usually that's what my son gets every time. Yeah, sweet and sour shrimp. I love sweet and sour shrimp. Man, I can eat that all day. And they're nice, and the ones we get are big and plump. But the Japanese stuff that we've been getting, um, they have that tempura shrimp, which is like a long stick. They straighten it out. Oh, dude. Their side, it's as a side dish. So I get those. I get 4 of those for the crab ragoons. No, you get 4 or 5 of those. And then I get like 5 or 6 of the dumplings. And I make those random every so often. And then Dad and Giles pick their stuff. They change every so often. Dad's like Gemma. He likes that sushi. Her and Pop would get along great, sit there and eat sushi all day because she loves sushi too. She's about due for some sushi. We need to get that woman some sushi. She used to get it over by her mom's. I remember when she was there, she would take me, I'm at the sushi, give me some sushi. But yeah, now you're making me hungry. We kind of wang it tonight. Today, we had a brand new Chick-fil-A open down the corner of High Street in Morris. A brand new open one. It opened Friday? No, Thursday. No, it opened Friday. And no, Thursday, the 4th. And we stopped there on the way home because it's like right down the street now. And then on the 15th, where My Bonanza Steakhouse used to be in Graceland, became a Bob Evans where it shut down. Now they didn't tear it down, but they rebuilt it. Now it's going to be a Longhorn Steakhouse. And it's been a long time since the steakhouse has been there, since Bonanza. So that place is going to get killed. And they're opening on tax day on the 15th. Well, hello there, Mr. Ralph. Let me read some of this since I was gabbing. I'm currently teaching one of the great nephews to speak Leon. I'm very happy. That's hilarious. Just woke up and checked my phones. Yeah, I accidentally had it scheduled for the 14th next week. Then I noticed that, went, oh crap. So I had to go back and fix it. Well, have a wonderful night. I wanted to say good night. You too, brother. Please have a blessed Sunday. Take care of that lovely family of yours. Send my love. You be well, good man. Thank you so much for stopping in. I do enjoy you, Ralph. I may not always comment like I used to on Facebook, but I do read your posts and stuff. So just be a good man like you always are. Be well, brother, and have a good Sunday. I'm sure if you don't come in Tuesday or Wednesday night, hopefully we'll see you next Friday. Now remember, folks, Pixie, for those who are kind of watching in the background, I'm going to give you lay down for next week's schedule. No premiere videos for Gemma on Monday. Tuesday talk with me, Gemma, and lovely Ryan, who teaches his kids, his nieces and nephews, Cleon. Wednesday night, I'll be on at 10. It will be me, Ryan, and Vixen. Then Pixie's going ghost hunting with Dave Schrader, so she will not be on Thursday night. Then Gemma will be on here Friday for Oracles at 7:15, and she's been starting early. So, well, if you have a good night, in case you haven't left yet, man, bless you. Oh, nice! I love the chicken tortilla soup. Ooh, that sounds good. I missed something. I was so busy. I can't see at Ron. I can't do sushi either. Long time ago, when I was kickboxing, I was in the Chinese arts, but I was very heavy into the Japanese arts, and I ate a lot of Japanese food because I spent a month there with my cousins who lived there at the time in Tokyo. And come back here, got a bad batch of sushi, and it made me sicker than a dog, and I never touched it since. Never. But I don't have no problem with anybody else eating it. I just can't. I can't anymore. Just did it for me. I figured if we can't speak Leon, we can't insult my brother and won't understand a single word. I can hear the little guy now cussing his dad out. Where'd you learn that at? Uncle Ray. Uncle Ryan taught me. I don't think I could live in Japan. Chances are really high I'd buy away. Too much Godzilla stuff. Yeah. They took me to the movie theater where the head's at, and the plaza actually is cool as hell. And then they took me to Toho Studios where they do tours. I was in heaven, man. I was in heaven. Hey, Mr. Roger Blair, how are you tonight? It's good to see you, sir. Roger. Don't eat the green meat. It wasn't green. It just was bad. I don't know what it was. I mean, it didn't taste bad. It went down great, but man, I was sicker than a dog. Still trained. Want to replace my Cedranian dictionary. Still have I see a lot. I can't even say it. It sucks that there's just some words I'm not even going to attempt to say. Ooh, I need to go there. Oh, dude, it was cool. It was so cool. While we were there, I don't remember their names, but the twins that played, they were older then, of course, in the Godzilla versus Mothra were there. They were much older. They were so sweet, and I couldn't understand them, but the translator was so cool, and they were so sweet. When I went, my hair had just turned white, so I was an unusual sight for a lot of them because a lot of Japanese thought I was an albino. So I was constantly having pictures taken of me because they hadn't seen like white hair. It's pretty rare. Yeah, that's from the first ones. Yeah, they're the ones from the first movie, right? Godzilla versus Mothra. That was so many moons ago. I like my fish pan fried and deep fried. There you go. Now I like fish fried and deep fried. The peanuts. Yep. Yeah, they were so sweet. I do remember how sweet they were. One of the other actors were there too, but we didn't get to talk to him, and I didn't get close enough to see who he was because everybody was around him. And then in every store they took me, there was Godzilla stuff everywhere. I mean, you literally, Ryan, go into any store there, and I can guarantee you there's a shelf of Godzilla toys and Gamera stuff. There was some cool Gamera stuff I wish I'd bought. The Godzilla stuff I bought there, I had to sell to help. I sold a lot of my collectibles when I was in chemo to pay for it. It's more difficult being elvish. I need to get that out of my storage. I'd love to see those books. Those would be cool. You should, if you find them, bring them and stream with you. Let the monsters, Ryan, who would win? Cloverfield? Oh, Godzilla would win in a minute. That's not even a question you should ask. Cloverfield doesn't have a chance. Godzilla's the king of monsters. You got to understand that. He is king for a reason. And if he needs help, he's got Kong and all of his other little buddies. All the way. He's a simple. I figured because of the nuclear aspect. Nice. Gamma is really neat. He is filled with turtle meat. We'd be eating Gamma. I've had turtle once, turtle soup. It wasn't bad. My dad had a guy that worked with him at a garage when he worked for Anderson Concrete. And he takes us over one day on a Saturday because they were working overtime or something. He went to go do something. And the guy was there. And he had a flatbed truck full of water. And it had like 6 huge snapping turtles in it. I go, Dad, what's he going to do with those? He's going to have soup. Yeah, I've had turtle soup before. Ghost is a shredder. Yeah, I've had turtle soup. Bad rabbit. Awesome. I've had coon. No, I haven't had coon. I've had squirrel. I've eaten chocolate covered ants, which were, it tastes like peanut, but I would never eat them again. Chocolate covered grasshoppers. I've had squid. I've had blowfish. I've had I've tried some food. And it doesn't mean I liked it, but I did try it. Gator's really good. Yes, gator is good. I have had gator, but not from down there. Somebody brought the gator meat up. But I gotta be honest, the best meat I've ever enjoyed in my life was buffalo meat. Buffalo meat kicks ass as far as I'm concerned. Pardon my mouth, YouTube. And buffalo meat's so meat. Oh my gosh, if you do it right, it melts in your mouth. I think I need a haircut. I ate the scorpion out of a tequila bottle, but don't remember the rest of the night. That's funny. I just remember seeing karaoke Frank Sinatra sang about night and went black. That will do it. That will do it. I haven't had scorpion, but I will never eat bugs again. And they're trying to get us to eat bugs. You got to even watch the food you buy now. See, the problem with bugs is they carry a parasite, and you can't cook the parasite out. You can't break it down. A lot of people are now realizing that they're using cricket meal in food now, and when they mix food and stuff. So you have to make sure you read the ingredients, because you might find out that some of your food and cookies and stuff are made with cricket meal. You got some life up in there tonight. Goes, yeah, I do. Oh, a lot better than last night, Smoochie. I was, after I got booted out of stream last night, and I was having a rough day already, and that just didn't help. Oh my God, MD 2020, Four Locos Way High School. Last time I did 2020 was Grape 2020. We were at a ski place here in Ohio. I got pretty proud because I drank like half the bottle by myself. And next thing, I was being pushed down the ski ramp. And I didn't break anything, thank God. I even landed on my feet, which was a miracle in itself. But I crashed at the end. I didn't even sniff it. I have a hangover. Yeah, that was the problem. The next morning, I regretted life. The worst hangover I got was at my bachelor party. What they did was they were giving me shots of tequila for everybody that walked in the door for the bachelor party. Problem was, somebody was supposed to be drinking with me, or they were drinking water, and I didn't know that. So at one point, they had like 10 people wait outside, and I could see them all gathering outside. I go, "What's going on out there?" They better come in that door one at a time. They all came in together, so I had to do 10 shots of tequila. That was the last thing I remember. I remember once waking up during the night. I was so pissed off because they wasted my night. So I went in the bathroom and puked. And when I puked, I slung my head everywhere and I had it all over the walls. I was so upset. What a waste of weight. I wanted to have some fun tonight. No. They had to put me down early. But I got even. But the funny thing is, I still got up the next morning, felt bad that I did it, and cleaned it up. I don't miss the taste of those drinks. See, I don't drink like I used to. And I was never a big drinker. That's probably why. Hold on. No, I was never a really big drinker. Yeah, yeah. Last time I had 2020, I woke up next to an ex girlfriend. Needless to say, I never touched the stuff again. Ghosty, I miss Halloween because of a gummy. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you got to watch it because they make that stuff potent anymore. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons I'm real careful about what I go. See, the thing is, I don't do that stuff like I used to. Um, basically, the, the the smoke is only medical now, and I only do it when I'm really bad. And I do a lot of that I cut out of my life out of respect to Gemma, because she's an addict, and I don't want to, you know, I want to be respectful of that. But when I get bad, I still indulge in it. And it does help. And I was, like I said, I was never a big drinker. A lot of that was because when I turned 18, I was like the oldest kid in school, one of the first kids to turn 18. And back then, you could buy 3-2 beer, and I already had gray streaks in my head, in my hair, so I could walk in anywhere and get anything I wanted. So I was always invited to the parties, and I learned like after the second time I wasn't drinking anymore. So I just either have a drink or a beer, and that's all. I just kept that in my hand all night, but just sipped on it. And then it just turned out later on, I was the coffee guy. Everybody made sure there was coffee there for me. I usually end up driving everybody home anyways. But I missed some stuff because I'm rambling. Just don't eat the whole thing. No, you don't. Um, actually, edibles do nothing for me. I'm one of those guys can take one of those strong edibles and it will do nothing. Do nothing. I've tried them all. Nothing works. It don't bother me. Um, my literal response when I saw her in my bed was, "Oh man, come on, Smoochie, I have listen to gummies." Yeah, they're strong anymore. 8 hours. Paranoid, thinking I was dying. And if you already have, you know, depression and stuff, I don't suggest hitting the strong stuff. It's not really going to help. It's going to only intensify things. No. I usually have a drink with the pirate crew. I think about it for St. Patty's Day. Now, see, I'll have a drink like at St. Patty's Day if I'm around people who are having beer. Um, Sometimes I'll go out with the guys and the gals. I still have friends that come and go out of town. So we meet once in a while, either at the rec more and have drinks. And I'll have maybe one drink, then I drink coffee. I usually end up driving everybody home anyway. So I don't know. I remember my friend turned 21 first, and we got excited buying that stuff. Needless to say, we went sober for life after that. Yeah, that's usually what I'm trying to catch up. No, they don't. They really don't. Uh, Smoochie, they don't. I've tried edibles all the time, and they don't do nothing. I don't know why. I tripped quite a bit. Yeah, I did too in my senior year, and that's one thing I did do. Natty light, I can. I'm trying to catch up. I'm so far behind. Yeah, I like smoking better than anything. I don't mind. See, my favorite thing when it comes to all that, I always had a loving for the hash, only because I get it really chills my tremors out. I like to say, mommy's the same way, guys. Yeah, it doesn't do nothing. I've tried. Everybody go, here, try this. This will do it. No. I did mushrooms one time, and all they did was make me sick. Everybody was tripping their butt off, not me. And Gemma's going to get mad because we're talking about this stuff. So we do need to change the subject before we get in trouble or demonetized. But yeah, those are the good old days. Now I'm not like that too much anymore. You got gut rut, and it just didn't work. No, I've always had that. This is the reason why I don't do painkillers is because I'll take them for a couple days, 3 or 4 days. Then after that, it's like taking baby Tylenol. It doesn't do anything. So I end up taking more. So I just don't take them. I'll take like a couple painkillers a couple days before surgery. And then I'll take them up to 4 days after surgery, depending on how I feel. And then I stop. Just enough to keep me comfortable before it wears off. I'm just that tight. What time we got here? I'm going to start a video because it's only 16 minutes, but I like the static entities, and I'm really hoping I can find part 2. I want to make sure I'll do this. I got part 2, but it should be a good video. She actually looks good in this video too, so. Yeah, that's a subject. This subject we're talking about now, we should leave for Rumble because I am going to stream on Rumble. I just gotta, I gotta sit with her when things calm down for her. I gotta sit with her and figure out how we do this. You gotta have like a little thing before you start stream and stuff like that. And I want to make sure it all works out. Ghost, did you see the cool Wendigo comic book that? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that post, man. That was pretty bad. You gonna send it to me? Tell them to send me a copy too. Yeah, make a Rumble account. In fact, here, let me do this real quick. I'll be right back. I'll put Gemma's link in there. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Where are you, Gemma? There you are. A sweet loving Gemma. Gemma. Copy. Let's see if I did this right. And oh shit, I'm not in YouTube. Okay, this is not Gemma posting this link, okay? She's not with us. It is me. There you go. I'm not in YouTube because every time I put YouTube in and try to do the video and stuff, I have a lot of problems. I got to figure out what's going on. I've tried everything, but I think I know what it is now. So I just got to reformat a couple things. But that is not Gemma's not here. So Gemma, if you're watching, I had to do it that way. We got to figure out how I can get my name in here. But yeah, let's do this video. That'll probably be the only time I use Gemma's link and StreamYard because, like I said, I'm having problems trying to stream YouTube video and be in YouTube at the same time. So no, Gemma's not here. I know. Don't get the people that are popping in and out thinking that they are. She is because she's not. But let's start this video. Let me get it set up here. What is up, pretty lady? Right on. Okay. Let's make sure we're all good to go here. Here, and then rewind it so you get the beginning of it. Like I said, I'll let it run until she starts talking about past events, and we'll stop it. All that stuff, like all the other streaming stuff that no longer is done. And here we go. We're going to start it now. Oh, wait. I got to get her in here first. Hold on. I am thinking too fast tonight. Maybe one too many cups of coffee. Okay. Let me put myself down at the bottom. Hide myself a little bit so you can enjoy her loveliness. Oops, what did I do that for? 1 second. I'll be right back. I was trying to make it bigger for you guys. Oh, stop. Okay, that's good. And let me start this baby. Here we go.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, just welcome. My name is Gemma Jade, but today
you guys
we are
hear
going
that
to be
okay?
discussing static entities. And I mentioned these a while ago.
Actually, I guess it doesn't
and I
need
started a script and then I completely forgot about them until recently. So I really don't know what to say about them, except they kind of remind me of the Glimmer Man. If you guys want this to become a series, let me know. That's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm doing part ones. And if you guys want more, let me know and you'll get it. All right, let's jump right in.
There you go. Thanks.
Well, I've covered my fair share of the bizarre
Now
and
shut my mouth.
strange
Can
in
you
both
guys
the
hear this
paranormal
okay?
and
It sounds perfect.
extraterrestrial
Good.
fields.
Thank you.
Sometimes something comes up that even surprises me and makes me think that maybe it's something a little too weird to be true, even for these communities that I work in. This is one of those times. There are more than a few supernatural and or paranormal beings that are witnessed solely by children and no one else for one reason or another, depending on the entity. The entities I'm going to discuss today are called static entities and are seemingly made of flickering white noise or static, and many children have reported having strange and oftentimes terrifying experiences with them. So when I say they're made of white noise, right, how are they made of something you hear? It's like that static on like the old timey TVs when they used to turn off for the night, like before cable, when they used to turn off and you'd get that static on the channel. I don't know really how else to explain it, but these entities are made up fully of that, right? Of that white noise. Like when you're listening to a white noise machine, if you put it on white noise, it'll be that static.
That's very well said.
Like that. I became aware of this phenomenon some time ago, but completely forgot about it, like I said, with all of my other research and just who I am as a human being and getting distracted and moving on to something else halfway through a script. The beings flicker in and out like the static on a television. I still have so much research to do on these beings, but needed to get this information out to you guys while it's still fresh in my mind and give you all the basics so I can move forward with the research and try and figure this one out at least a little bit more than what I know now. So far, I can't categorize or classify them. Possibly, I could say they're kind of humanoid and almost exclusively seen by children. Sometimes they confuse, and most times they strike fear in the hearts of whoever lays eyes on them. This is not just because they're paranormal, mind you. They might also be evil as well. That's precisely why I felt the need to share what I know so far with you. Are these entities drawn to children and the young, or is it just that these are the ones who are more prone and open to being susceptible to seeing something like this? Because remember, I said almost always appear to children. A humanoid creature so unknown and bizarre makes me kind of wonder what else is lurking around our children that most of us can't see. I don't know if I've ever had an encounter with one of these entities, so I also must wonder, are they new? And if so, why are they appearing kind of all over the place now? So here it is, encounters with static entities. Someone posted the following about the unknown entities on one paranormal forum or another about experiences. Quote, they are most often seen by young children, usually from the ages of 3 to 8, or are seen in the proximity of children. One story I found is that of a mother who saw one of these beings watching her infant son in his crib. Another tells of a young boy who went missing in the woods for several days after he followed the quote unquote fuzzy man. He was eventually found alive and in perfect condition despite having been in the woods for several days. This came as a surprise to everyone who found him. The precise nature of their relationship with children is still unclear, but it continues to appear in these cases. End of quote. Another person gave an account of her own personal experiences with these beings from when she was younger. She was about 8 years old at the time and was sitting in what she called a quote lounge at the end of a hallway, end quote, in her home. This witness claims to not be able to clearly remember exactly what she was doing in this lounge, but that she remembers the encounter quite vividly. She reported, quote, all of a sudden I had a really powerful urge to look at the end of the hallway. We had recently brought a coat stand from a boot sale, and this was in the middle of the hallway now. As I stood there, I saw a human outline, but entirely filled with TV-like static. I remember little bits of yellow and blue in it, but was mainly white, and it came out of the bedroom on the left and was in a running stance, but it was really weird because it was in slow motion and it ran from from the left to the back door on the right. As it ran, it grabbed the coat stand and pulled it down, and it fell to the floor. I was just standing there in shock and so scared. I ran to my sister and told her what had happened. And when we went back into the hallway, the stand was still on the floor. That was the only time I saw it. I don't know why I saw it or why it pulled the stand down. It was all just so surreal. I did have some other experiences in that house that were paranormal, so maybe it was all connected. End of quote. This is creepy on so many different levels. I mean, the thing is in a running stance, but moving in slow motion. It's like, what's going on here? Like, did it somehow come from the air, from the white noise that's in the air? That is there a white noise in the air that we can't hear? I know that sounds dumb, but just like trying to put everything together, I really honestly don't know. I can't wait to hear your guys' opinions and theories and more information on this in the comments. While I said I don't know nearly enough yet to make my own hypothesis, I can confidently say that I do believe at least that these entities are paranormal and perhaps supernatural, as they are certainly unnatural. I mean, people aren't made of static, right? I can't help but keep returning in my mind to thoughts of the elusive Glimmer Man encounter that I had. While I know they aren't one and the same, it's the closest thing I can get my mind to consider when trying to understand what something like this actually looks like. There's a similar encounter that also happens to a little kid inside of his own home, a place where he's supposed to feel safe, but I'm pretty sure after this that his security was at least a little bit shattered. He said he was getting up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water. For some reason he still can't explain, he says he went into his parents' room after getting the water. This was not normal, as he would get the water and go back to his room and go back into his bed and go to sleep. He slept in his own room at the time, and he says the only thing he can think of is that he was being drawn to his parents' room for some reason. The witness stated about his encounter, quote, "When I walked into their room, no door, I saw on the other side of their bed a huge humanoid shape that looked like it was made of static from a TV, except the white was purple and kind of like when you rub your eyes through your eyelids. I immediately just laid back down and went to sleep right there and woke up there in the morning. Don't think I ever told anyone about it until years later. I was 3 or 4, so it's possible my imagination just went nuts, but it always stuck with me," end of quote. So he just laid on his parents' floor and went to sleep. This is something I talk about all the time when I'm like, can certain entities just knock people out? Like, knock, especially children. Like when I was telling you guys about how my mom saw that Jinn at the bottom of her bed and my son had woken up seconds before her and he screamed no. And then he was back to sleep for the entire ordeal of my mom seeing this thing and jumping out of bed and freaking out. So can they put people out? I mean, I believe very much that they can. And this leads me to believe that possibly they're extraterrestrial, because ETs, let's face it, have a habit of doing that to if a person that they're planning on abducting or are abducting is sleeping in bed or in the home with someone else when they come, that person never wakes up no matter what happens. So we pretty much know as a community that they're putting the people out. Just something to think about, guys. I also came across some recurring encounters. Like someone will encounter the entity first as a little kid or a small child and then receive visitations or encounter the entity again multiple times throughout their lives. This next witness says that from very early on in his childhood, he has had experiences where he would see, quote, visual snow, end of quote, over his regular field of vision, kind of like that white and or gray static that used to always be on televisions way back in the day when they would go off for the night or when the channel didn't get reception, but laying over everything he was looking at. So you're looking at this video of me right now, but there's all static in front of me. You can still see me, you can still hear me, but I'm through this white noise static haze. The witness says that through this white noise visual snow type haze, suddenly humanoid forms would shape out of this visual white noise. Can we call it tangible white noise at this point? I mean, can you reach out and touch them? I don't know, but I'm thinking about it because it's so hard to explain otherwise. According to the mysterious universe, quote, "These entities congeal out of the static seemingly made of this visual snow and, according to him, appeared in corners at the edge of the bed, in windowsills, and dancing in fields," end of quote. This phenomenon haunted him throughout his childhood, but he always thought it was just poor vision and pareidolia, which I don't know what that is, but I'll let you know in the description box. However, when in years later he had corrective eye surgery done, the phenomenon did not go away, and neither did the entities. The witness says of his experiences, quote, "I was incredibly myopic and I have an astigmatism. However, last December I had a PRK, a laser eye surgery, and the static never went away. Because it's always been there, If I'm not focused on it, I can sort of tune out the static like a white noise. And that's how I usually go about the day to day. When I was a kid, I always told myself it was just my imagination, but lying in my bed at night, it was hard to believe it was all in my head. Now, in the past 4 years, I've stopped trying to ignore them. I don't avidly seek them out, but I must admit that there's something magnetic about them. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense. The whole situation is very difficult to describe. First comes the anxiety, then I see them, and then something just clicks. It could just be depersonalization or derealization, but it's also very surreal. I try to draw features when I can, but the more I focus on them, the more their features seem to shift without moving. I used to think they were aliens. I was always terrified of aliens. Then I thought they were quote unquote good folk. Now I believe that it's all the same. To me, it doesn't really matter if they're a figment of my mind or an actual entity, aliens or fairies or ghosts or whatever. Regardless of the nature of their existence, I see them. Others see them. So something, somehow, some way must be there. End quote. If you remember in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that these entities almost exclusively appear to children. And although I personally haven't ever seen them, I did find a report or two where they did appear to adults or where adults saw them. There's a man in Mexico who also posted on these forums I'm always reading and searching and getting my witness accounts from, who claims he encountered a quote unquote static man one time. Here is what he had to say. I don't speak English very well, so I hope you can understand if I misspell. I tried to tell you my experience with a static man, but first to enter in context, I am from Mexico, more specifically in a city called Caradoba in the state of Veracruz. I living in a small house. In my room, I have a television. I have a television from the mid 90s, which does not work. With that said, I will start my experience. This happened to me 2 weeks ago while it was already dark at approximately 12 or 1 in the morning. I was asleep when I wake up from a feeling of too much terror, feeling like someone is looking at me. I see in my room, looking if something is in my room. When I started to see as a human being made of statics, I don't know if leaving my television or entering this. I fear to get out of bed and go to my door of my room where I keep a weapon to defend myself in case of an intruder in my house. Meanwhile, I see this thing disappear in a very strange way, like it's out of smoke. I go to my bed trying to analyze what happened and try to sleep. And this is all my experience with static creatures. End of quote. So I didn't fix that up because I was quoting the witness. What he was saying is he woke up with this overwhelming feeling of terror, and he realized there was a static entity. And at first when he looked at it, because he was waking up from sleep, he thought that he was looking at, like, he had left the TV on. You know how our minds will go to great lengths to try to explain things away. So he thought he had left the television on, and he realized he did it. And then he's like, what the hell? So he just thought this thing was rummaging through his room. He didn't really know what was going on. So when he went to grab a weapon, the thing disappeared, kind of, I don't know, in a puff of smoke or just in some mist, which aliens are known for cloaking themselves with mist. So I don't know. The original witness in the script that had the first experience did notice some commonalities to other entities, and I can't wait to further the research on them and plan on doing it really soon, as long as you guys give me the go ahead in the comments. There is the obvious preference for appearing to mainly the young, but I see that all the time with certain entities. Though the witness opines that it's a bit weird in and of itself, I wholeheartedly disagree. Other than that, though, here are some of his other thoughts on the matter. Quote, they always manifest as humanoid. Every story I've heard always describes them as humanoid. They may have exaggerated features such as elongated limbs or inhuman faces, but their overall form is always humanoid. What this signifies is still beyond me, but it's an element that always happens. They aren't malicious. I haven't yet come across a story of them attacking or harming anyone. They scare the shit out of people and can appear very menacing, but they don't appear to have any malicious intent, because otherwise they'd be attacking people, right? This points to another intriguing aspect that I am currently investigating. They are intelligent. They're intelligent, guys. The guy knew to pull the coat rack down to kind of distract her, and maybe he thought she was going to give chase, and he was like, oh crap, I'm stuck in slow motion, let me slow her down. I just don't know. Are we just not hearing of people who have been attacked? What about all the people who go missing from their bedrooms and from their homes without a trace? I don't know. Again, I feel like this is very reminiscent of the Glimmerman humanoid entity that I personally encountered, and that continues to mystify me to this very day. I know I'm not alone on that one. There's no account of them ever harming or attacking anyone either. I just don't have enough information or experiences. So please let me know through email if you have your own encounters with these entities or have any additional information on them. That's all I have for you today, guys. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed hanging out with me. Spread the love by sharing this video and subscribe if you aren't already. If you have any encounters with the supernatural and or paranormal, please email me at gemmajadeparanormal@gmail.com and I will put them in my listener encounters series. If you would like a personal intuitive oracle reading from me, please email me at moonbearoracle@gmail.com. That's moonbearoracle, all one word, at gmail.com. Also, I'm trying to launch Moonbear Oracle this week or next.
Okay. Was this Gemma first starting out? Actually, Juan, if you go to her channel, go way back, she started out about 3 years ago. The first part when she first started, she was doing stuff about addiction, about how to get help, and talking about things that go on that could help people. But YouTube kind of nicked that. So then she went into the missing kind of thing and crime stories. And then she slowly went into, because some things happened there, she slowly went into the paranormal because it seemed to be fitting her and because of what she deals with. And then she just grew from there. I found Gemma like 2 years or so. The first video I saw Gemma was with, and it was like her second video or something, when she almost got scammed from one of these telephone scam loan companies, and bless her heart. Yeah, then with Stemma. Yeah, you came along when she first started streaming with Steve Stockton. That's when she started doing the oracles. Things just didn't work out. There was a lot of, and I don't want to go there because everybody's kind of gone their own way, and hopefully everybody's still being peaceful. I mean, it wasn't like it just. Let's just say everybody grew on to do other things. But yeah, she, if you look at the channel, if you look at her library, she got rid of a lot of that older stuff, and it picks up pretty much where she started doing the missing persons and crime thing. But yes, I mean, you can tell, you watch her grow in those videos, just like you do with a lot of young channels. If you watch them long enough, you actually start to see them change and grow and adapt. And she's getting there. You know, a lot of people go, oh, new YouTubers make tons of money. Yeah, but those YouTubers have been around for a long time, or they just happen to find that right glitch for them to draw people in, because everybody just time. It takes time finding that one thing that brings people in. And she's found it. And most of it is oracles. And, you know, people love her stuff. And then things got crazy. So we're trying to get things going. Because, you know, basically this is her livelihood. This YouTube. And hopefully when we get her all settled in and Rumble, because I keep saying that, but it's just getting her tied down long enough that I can go over everything with her. I think YouTube recommended me Gemma, and I found out that a bunch of people that I interact with were here as well. Yeah, you know, that's a lot of stuff that we hear. Also, Dave Schrader was a big influence on some of her a lot of people coming in, LIB, Long Island Bigfoot, and some of those other Michigan, Wayne and Michelle. So Steve Stockton, you know, he does his own thing now. They weren't with Missing Persons and Mysteries for a while. They were there, and then things went down. Now they're back. Steve's with the channel again. I think he's got his own channel. He's doing pretty good. I know he streams a lot. He does a lot of stuff with Spaced Out Radio. Now Gemma was on there too on Spaced Out. Gemma streamed on the weekends with Big Willie and John and a bunch of them over at Spaced Out Radio, and that was a fun time. It's a shame, they tried to switch it up. That was I like Dave, but that was his mistake. Not Dave Schrader, but his name was Dave too. Tried to switch it up and messed with the formula. I hate to say it, and I like the guy. I still listen to Spaced Out Radio on the radio. I don't do during the week. I haven't been over on the weekend show for a while. Dave's wife don't like me. Hey, c'est la vie, hon. But yeah, static entities. I don't know a lot of people know this. When I had a friend that worked for a nursing home and also did hospice. And a lot of dementia patients and Alzheimer's patients would often tell them that they saw what they thought was like these static, they were fuzzy. They didn't, it seemed like they were kind of coming and going out of existence when they had their minds. They would tell him, and he said there was some that he was in the room and they were talking to these things. He's asking who they talked to. And they would go, the fuzzy person, the crazy, this looks like TV static over there is talking to me. He at times thought they were bad. At times he thought they were good. Then I had one hip surgery done. The first hip surgery, they made me stay in a nursing home, and I got to talking in like a lounge area. I was talking to this one lady, and I knew she had dementia. And she started talking about them just out of the blue. And then everything connected with me. Then one time when I was in the hospital and I was really bad, I know that's what I was seeing. They were weird looking, and I have seen them also follow people. And I don't know if you would call them interdimensional, but they were definitely something different. I wouldn't say they were. They never came off as alien to me. They more seemed maybe interdimensional, but you get a strange vibe from them. Yeah, see, sometimes when folks do that, Smoochy, it's usually like they're angels or somebody. It could be good or bad. You ended up feeding now. Okay, now you. I listen mainly to Jessica on SOR. I have cut back on going there. Just depends. Jessica, or Gemma, that's an interesting topic sometimes. But yeah, like I said, since you kind of switch things up, I haven't really been back. I mean, like I listen to them on the radio. Sometimes when I listen to them when I'm on the radio when I'm working because I can't be distracted. So the radio just plays in the background. I listen to them. I listen, but I'm working. Mom wanted to feed them. Okay, I understand that. When my mom passed, just before she passed, because I was there, I was standing right there. Everybody was asleep. Dad was sleeping next to her. She didn't talk much. All she would do, because they had her so morphined out, but I know what was going on. I could feel it. And the last thing she said last thing came out of her mouth that I could understand was, "I see you," and then she was gone. I had to wake everybody up and say, "Hey, she's gone. Get the nurse." That is one show I've never been on. SOR. Not sure the main host. Oh, Dave. What is his last name? And Harry, do you remember his best? It's funny because I know so many Daves. I always get their last names mixed up. But Dave, I'm surprised they haven't asked you on. I'm surprised one of them hasn't asked you. Dave's all right. He's a pretty good, nice guy. I mean, it is what I mean. Most of this stuff is Bigfoot. He does talk and UFOs. Dave Scott, thank you, Ryan. I just couldn't think of it. Yeah, because we always made fun because he doesn't like the fact that people eat breakfast for dinner. He doesn't like to talk about people eating. It makes him mad when people say they had like pancakes for dinner. It's hilarious. Now, actually, Smooshy, I watched my mom pass. One of my best friends in the day passed in my arms of an overdose. Was in a car full of a bunch of people who passed, and I was the only one that walked away. So, yeah, been there. And every time I saw stuff, I didn't see who she was talking to, but that was the last thing I remember. But I could think death is weird around. When my mom passed, I was sad. But when I cried, it was more for Dad than for her because things would change for him. That's why I'm here. And I'm actually here for here. I'm here. I'm still here because I was told I wouldn't be around 50. Before I even turned 50, I was told I'd be gone by 50. But now that I've learned a few things, I'm here for 2 people and my kids and my grandkids. I know that for a fact. That's the only reason I'm still walking. And every time I've passed, and that's 5 times now, I'm told every time that I have to come back, there's people I need to take care of. Is one of the reasons they send me back. All the folks, I think time for me to. Yeah, you get to go to bed. Yeah, I probably won't run very late tonight. I've managed about 5 or 6 people, but I'm so glad people came in. So everybody that's not talking in chat, I am so glad you came. I hope you had a chance to relax and nibbled on a snack and had a drink while you watched. I'm going to hang out for probably till about 1:30, and I'll probably call it a night. Ryan, you have a good night. If I don't see you on Facebook over the weekend, I will see you. Well, so people again, I'm going to run down the lineup. No videos on Monday because she was off this week because of the kid. Tuesday talk with Mr. Ryan. Wednesday with me at 10 o'clock at night, 10 to midnight with Ryan and Vixen. And that's going to be a good one too. Thursday, no Pixie. She's ghost hunting with Dave Schrader. And then Gemma, Friday night at 7:15, but try to get there early because she's been starting about 7 o'clock. If she can. And then I'll be back Saturday night for Gemma's replay. And hopefully I'll play the other half of this video. Yes, see you Tuesday and Wednesday. I look forward to Wednesday too a whole lot because it'll be interesting. I've never done a thing by myself. So you and Vixen will be my first. Ooh, a threesome. Yeah. That sounded awful. I'm sorry. I'd prefer it with 2 women instead of 2 guys. I better stop before I get myself in trouble. My mind's in the gutter. Actually, I'm hoping Gemma's watching and having a good time. She needs it. And if she comes back and watches the replay, she's going to probably kill me. At least we had a good time. And yes, you can have a good time with less than 8 people. AK hasn't come back. He must be getting judged. Yeah, I wish I was there for that food. Man, that sounded good. And you guys got me hungry now. So now I'm going to leave here at 1:30 and I'm going to have to go look for some food. Are you channeling my 12-year-old boy, Ghosty? It might be. I'm a kid at heart. You know, everybody's like, oh, I have an old soul. I'm an old soul with a young heart and a young brain. My body is nonstop, but my brain, it functions pretty good when it wants to. The rest of the time, it's like a 12-year-old running around in the candy and toy store. I fried up a pork chop. Actually, that sounds really good. It's funny, my son will eat bacon, but he won't eat ham. It's like, dude. Now, he'll eat pork chops on the grill. Now, he likes boneless pork chops on the grill. Now, he'll eat a pork chop on the grill, especially if I make some barbecue sauce, because I make my own barbecue sauce, but I don't make it real tangy. I make like a brown sugar barbecue sauce. Now and then he'll add his own little spice to it if he wants it spicy. Fried food is the best. Yeah, but he likes it on the grill. I mean, if I cook it on the grill, man, he chows it down. Before we had the fire, and I'm bummed because in the garage we had a freezer. And in that freezer, I had just ordered a meat pack. You know, one of those meat deals where you get a bunch of meat from the butcher down the road. And I had 2 pounds of hamburger still left, freshly ground, lean hamburger, and then a whole pack of bone-in pork chops were like this big. They were huge, and they were like that thick. And they were so good, and always just all got thrown away. I was so pissed. It's midnight and a half. Here it comes. Now I'll probably have to find somebody. You guys kept talking about food earlier, about made me die. What we got here? We're down to 4 people. Well, Ryan left. Fine, Ryan, leave. Make me cry. I'll see him Tuesday. So make sure you guys show up Tuesday. And those who watch replay, yeah, make sure you come back and watch Tuesday. I'm literally going to pick up where we left off last time with Ryan. So it should be good. And Gemma, man, she was just glowing through that show. That show made her day. She was really enjoying it. It was really good to see her just get involved. That's why I didn't say much. And the only reason I didn't ask a lot of questions is I get to talk. Ryan comes and visits me in streams. So if I have questions, I can ask him then. And Wednesday I'll get my time with him too. But man, I knew Gemma would love talking to him. I mean, she was like, "Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it was just great." And it was nice to see it just that went real fast. If Gemma wouldn't have had to go back and get off and get ready for Little Man and all that stuff, I'm telling you, that show could have gone on at least another hour or two. Because she doesn't mind streaming. She's like me. Now, see, my problem is I could go for a few hours, and I have at this late at night gone to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Problem is, then I get done here, and then I pace, and by the time I do go to bed, the sun's going up. So, and then somebody's waking me up an hour or two later, and I'm usually up anyways. But I try to make, since I'm up, I try to make a little bit of my time. You know, the house is quiet. I can get a couple things done. I can enjoy some peace and quiet. But believe me, being with a 90-year-old man who turns 91 here real soon, he could be a handful. Yes, Juan, yeah. Were you here last Tuesday for that too? Because it was a good show, man. It was an awesome show. I think it was one of her better interview streams. LIB was okay. Not knocking Mike because she's still getting used to interviewing people. You got to remember, Gemma's the talker, man. She's the queen of brambling. I could, when I was, hey, Michael, how you doing, sir? I'm glad you stopped in. It's good to see you. Because yeah, you get her rambling, you get Gemma rambling. I can. When I was there with her and visited her in Jersey those 3 times, I just let her talk. I was in heaven. I was just okay. Go ahead. When you do your thing, I'm perfectly content sitting here listening to you. No, last Tuesday I was getting some lab work done. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have to go. Yeah, go watch the replay because I'm literally going to try to pick up where we left off last Tuesday. No, don't guzzle on Natty. It's not going to do you any good, huh? What's a Natty? You tell him, Smoochie. So how you doing, Michael Soul? Or should I call you Mr. Haywood? Are you well? Juan doesn't know what a natty is. It's a beer. A cheap. It's like here in Ohio, Schaefer's the cheap beer. I mean, you can get a 6-pack. Well, it used to be $2 a 6-pack. So I don't drink anymore, so I don't know what it is now. Like I said, I was never a big drinker. I usually bought for everybody else. Like I laughed, figured. So, Mr. Haywood, you got anything interesting going on? You missed Gemma's video. I don't know if you watched it or not. I appreciate you coming in. I do really do. I'm used to seeing you in every other place. Mongolians. Yes, I bumped into Mongolian about when I started going to Sean G and Chasing the Truth. Does anybody know how he's doing? Last time I heard he had a really bad heart attack. So I don't even know how he's doing. Chris Jarvis or somebody was telling me how he was doing. I haven't heard anything for a while. I just hope he's okay. He's a nice guy. Really wasn't happy with the guy he was working with at the time. But yeah, I still, even if I don't talk in Mongolians, I'm usually there either Tuesday or Thursday night. I'm usually listening, and every so often I'll stop in and say hi. They probably think I'm nuts. Blue, Chris, who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking to. I don't think Blue's here. But yeah, I figured I'd go to about 1:30. Pretty quiet night. I'm glad everybody came in. We got about 10 minutes or so left. Yeah, I don't think he's here. I know he's $7-9 here. Get you a decent bottle of vodka. See, I don't like now. See, that's one thing. That is a drink I do drink is vodka, and I like how long iced teas and stuff. But I don't like I said. I'll go somewhere with the people, have a drink, and then I'm usually drinking coffee. Like I said, I'm usually the designated drivers. That's one of the reasons why I never was a big drinker because alcoholism does run in the family. Luckily, the only one that's in my immediate family that was ever had a problem was my little brother, and that wasn't alcohol. But he's no longer with us. Yeah, I've always been a vodka guy. If I have a drink, it's usually something made with vodka. And I like martinis too, so sometimes I like them wet, sometimes I like them dry. Shaken up, stirred. But that's pretty rare. I think the last time I actually had a drink was probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And there's been a couple of times the last few weeks. And Friday night, I was about ready after stream Friday night. I was about ready to go have a drink. That whole day was just yesterday, Friday. Was not a happy camper. Your two girls have a problem. My son did for a bit, but he caught it and nipped it in the bud. And did a really good job at it. No, I just see the thing is, I'm an only survivor of a drinking driving accident. So I just tell them my story because when I told you that I was only out of 4 people, I was only one who walked out of that accident. It was a drinking driving accident, and I was the only one that walked away. And I tell them, you don't drink and drive. You drink and drive, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. You better call me. I'll come get you. Hello, Latra. How you doing, sir? You having a good day? Good night so far? And Roger, I don't know if he's still watching now. Are you still watching, Roger? Roger? It was good that you came in if you are. Thank you. Yeah, I was never a big drinker. I've always been the more cautious of the 4 boys. I used to have a brother who used to get pour beer on his cornflakes. I was like, but he hasn't done that for years. But yeah, the young and crazy life. I have 2 older brothers and a younger brother who's no longer with us. Anybody got any questions while we're sitting here messing around? What would you like to know? AK, come back. Give us an update. I know he's watching. AK Willie's at a food competition, barbecue competition. He's doing chicken breasts, chicken thighs. He was putting the sauce on when we last heard. Meaning of life? The meaning of life is this. You get up out of bed and you just move forward every day. Be happy with what you got. Don't ask for any more. I should say it that way. Be happy with what you got. Treasure who you love and make the most out of it. Because you never know when your number is going to be pulled. You asked, that's what I'm going to give you. Actually, I could go into a big spiel, but I'm not going to. I try to live my life the best I can. So, and we all make mistakes. And I like to take the bumpy road. I like to take the least path, the least traveled. The meaning of life is leave the world a little bit better. How you found it. That's a good way to put it, too. But I will party on the way. Yeah. Well, I did my days. I'm good with that. I'm happy. I'm safe. No, I have good days and bad days, but I'm happy and I'm safe. I've got to know my dad again, my pops. It was nice, actually being here with him. I treasure every day I have with him, even our bad days. Because you get 3 men in the house, it gets kind of, testosterone gets a little tense. Dad goes, we need a woman in this house to equal us off. But yeah, I totally agree. Very good. I love hanging out now too. Wouldn't party, but loves. Yes, I'm not a big socializer. And a lot of that now is because I'm a lot more, when I was younger, we were getting drunk or getting stoned. And I really did that vice so I would go be able to hang around people, because I've seen things fall in people ever since I was young. So it made it hard. But now I've learned that since I can't hide it, I don't socialize. And when I do, it's in small groups. And even if we go somewhere to meet or something, I just try to stay focused on the group. Unless somebody in the group has got something with them, then I usually don't stick around. I stay long enough to be nice, because they're friends, but I don't socialize like I used to. Like I said, once every couple months, I'm probably going to hear from them soon. I know 2 of them are coming back in town here soon. The Libra that's a zebra, he's a friend of mine, doesn't talk much. He's pretty shy. He does some special work, and he's always in and out of town. Well, he's coming into town, and his wife will be here with him. So it'll be good to see them. We usually go out and have a drink or two, maybe dinner, and gather up a couple of the buddies if they're around. First taste test was horrible. Flavor decent, but skin was a little bite through. Oh, it was not a bite through. Oh, man, bummers. Yeah, see, now, when I do socialize, I like to listen. I'm a listener. I like to listen and observe. And most of my friends will tell you the only time I really speak is if I have something to say. Getting bite through chicken skin is what I'm trying to master. Oh, get it. Chicken skins, can't do it right. But yeah, nowadays, it's just with them, you guys. I mean, actually, there are times I probably do more talking in stream than I do all day, other than with Dad. With good old Pops. We got out today. It was nice to get him out of the house. Hopefully, we'll get out tomorrow. I told him we may take a little ride Monday so we can get a little deeper into the totality zone for the eclipse. I made a batch low carb chili. Oh, that sounds actually kind of good. Now, we had Chick-fil-A tonight. We wanted to get the new one down the street. And tomorrow, I think Dad said something about wanting me to make. I make a pretty good chicken Alfredo, so I think I'll make that. And get some garlic bread to go with it. And then I don't want to make Tuesday. I just made a roast. Dad finally finished it off. Roast beef. And then I think Son said something about wanting some beef stew, so I may make some what I call tavern style beef stew. I put a thin sliver of butter under the skin and the top of the skin, but it is rubbery. Going to add more coals. Yeah, you really got to cook that up. If you want it good and crispy and a nice bite out of it, it's got to be good and crispy. Sometimes instead of using butter, there you go. Try an oil or an olive oil. Just lightly coat it inside and up and underneath and above. Put your sauce in it, so yeah, you got to watch the time and watch how hot it is. Yes, very well. Now we're talking food again. True. Very well said. Yeah, because if you do it too much, you will fry it. Make it a little too crispy. What we call dragon crispy. Because us dragons, we like it crispy. Little burnt. We almost want it like ash. Resourcing now. Are you using a smoker, AK? Are you actually using a smoker, or are you barbecuing? I'm curious. I mean, we're still talking. I said it in at 1:30 and we're still going. So maybe I'll take it to 2. We'll see. I just want to see if he's actually smoking it in a smoker or if he's barbecuing. I couldn't remember what he said back then. I don't want to scroll back. And every time I scroll back, I miss out on more comments. And again, those who watching, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Go back later and watch the video. Actually, it was a good one. It's only 16 minutes. Static entities. And if anybody has any things they've seen a static entity, or because I know I've seen them. I've seen them following people. I've heard enough stories about them. It's interesting subject. Hopefully next week I can find a part 2. I think I passed it. I was going to show them together, but I like splitting them up. Oh, you're welcome, Eric. I like doing these. I like to see a little bit more people in them, but I've gotten kind of a little bit of a following, and I like that because people feel safe coming in here, and that's good. That's what I want. It's just to hang out. When I do these 2 streams, Wednesday and tonight, Gemma's replay, and then my midnight, 10 to midnight, they're just hangouts, just like Mongolian and Monster. Just come in and hang out. On Wednesday night, I'm going to start trying to have a guest every so often. That's why I'm going to do Vixen and Ryan next week. And then, like I said, we know Ryan's going to be with us Tuesday, so he'll be with us Tuesday and Wednesday. I've been wanting to have Vixen on. I'd like to have once Edna's feeling better. I'm just going to call it Edna. Feeling better. I'd like to have her on. Gemma's talking about doing, if you were here doing Friday nights, she would like to do like a girls paranormal, women of the paranormal, as Pixie would say it, ladies of the paranormal, however Pixie said it. I think that'd be really cool if Gemma sat with some women and talked about paranormal and spiritualism. That would actually be pretty cool. I think it'd draw people in. I like that idea. I picked on her that night about it, but it was like, oh, fine, leave me out. But no, it's a good thing. That would ladies of the supernatural. There you go. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. Have her, Pixie, and maybe some guests on with them. Would be a cool thing to do. I like that idea. But yeah, I think kind of lightly toasted sandwich. Kind of like a lightly toasted sandwich. I really don't want the skin crisp, but rather blend with the meat. I see what you're saying. Are you smoking, or are you using a smoker, AK, or are you using barbecue? You said you had to put more grills on it, so I take it you're barbecuing it. You should try smoking that, and you'd probably get what you want out of the skin. Just a suggestion, because I don't really know. You didn't say. If you did, I didn't catch it or didn't see it. But yeah, I think Gemma doing a ladies thing would be awesome. Her and Pixie, and have 1 or 2 other ladies on. That would be awesome. Like I said, if you get 3 on, you're doing good. Doing 4 is okay. But when you start adding more than 4, 3 or 4 people, when you add more than 4, you're kind of pushing a boundary, because then everybody doesn't get a chance to talk, especially if you're only given like an hour or so. So usually 3's top. 4 if everybody gets a chance to talk. Ladies' night. Yeah, I like that idea. I think that's great. I think it'd do, Gemma good too. And she knows I'm going to be there because she'll make me be there. You're going to be there. You're going to be in that channel. It's fine with me. But yeah, I like that idea. Like I said, I've got 2 videos that I've done already. I just got to edit them, and I'm thinking about putting them on Rumble. That way I don't have to edit too much out, because I can get going sometimes myself when I'm not live and I'm acting like I'm talking to myself like everybody else. That's crazy. All of us crazy people do is talk to ourselves. So I think I'm going to kind of lightly edit them. I don't like to edit too much because I want people to see it for real. But yeah, I was thinking about posting them to Rumble and see how they do, just for the craps and giggles of it all. Where is Mike J? He must be working or crashed. I was waiting for Mr. Behold to come in and go, "Behold, thunder and lightning," so I can say all that crap. But yeah, that's the game plan. I think I am going to go ahead and call it a night. Good luck with your chicken there, AK. Juan, you have a very nice night. Latro, you do the same. Please have a wonderful night. Yeah, I just now saw that, Latra. If there's a water pan, it will be hard. It will be hard to make it crisp. Yeah, that's true. I'm dunking sauce rather than brushing and using a rubber. Oh, okay. You're using kettle. Okay. Thank you, AK. I just saw that. Actually, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, you're doing good. It's just to your liking, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you, everybody. Vixen, if you're still around, everybody that's been listening and coming and going, thank you. I hope if those that come back and watch the replay, thank you for doing so. We appreciate it. Remember, donations does help the channel a lot. So, if you can donate, that'd be awesome. Gemma's books and everything are in the link. If you haven't got them, get a couple of them, give them a try. They're good books. They're easy reads. They're nice. They're not like reading a dictionary. Great. I enjoy. Yeah, I'm a little biased, but I have enjoyed every one of her books so far. And believe me, if I didn't like it, I would tell her. So the only ones I haven't read yet is the 2 Campfires, and those are my next ones. But everything's in the link. We're not sure what's going on with the merch store. So if you want to order something, the link's also in the description. Order something, help out. Because Arisha, I think, is doing some changing. So, go check it out. And she was doing, special items. I know she had talked about getting rid of the blankets and stuff, and once they were gone, she was done with those. So, go check it out. I appreciate it. Like I said, all links are in there. If you want an autograph book from Gemma, let her know. Email her and tell her what book you want. She'll get it. It's like $20, I think, depending on what the book cost is. She don't overcharge for it. She's pretty good about that. Basically, all you're doing is paying for the shipping and handling too. Yeah, check those things out because everything counts. Everything helps this channel, helps Gemma. And I want everybody to have a wonderful rest of the weekend. I miss Mark tonight. So, Mark, if you pop in later or watch the replay, I hope you're well, sir. And have a wonderful night. I'm trying to get people I know who are regulars, so I know because I know some of them come back and watch. I know Lotus comes back and watch. So, hi, Lotus. Good night, Lotus. You have a wonderful day tomorrow. It should be nice here, I think, in Ohio. Please have a wonderful a wonderful Sunday, a great beginning of the week. And I will see you guys, all that can make it, Tuesday for Tuesday Talk with Gemma, me, and Ryan. I hope to see you there. Yeah, we know what you mean. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. Have a good Monday, because with no premiere videos, I won't see the people that show up. Yeah, and I'm kind of glad she didn't do a premiere, because she usually puts them at 11 and 12. And I think here, I think the eclipse starts around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not sure. That I keep getting different times, so I got to double check my times. So enjoy that day, please. Be safe when you do that. Make sure if you don't have glasses that you figure out a way to watch, because it does mess with your eyes for a while. It's really not good for your eyes. No, they tell you not to look in the sun, but you know how that is. How's the song go? Anyways, good night. I'm stalling. Good night. Have a lovely one, folks. And I shall see you all probably on the flip side.